concerns every human being, whether you are in work or not. So one thing that I would like to start with is highlight something that's very fundamental in our life, but we hardly ever pay any attention to. And this is the fact that emotions are behind every single decision and action that we take in life. Every single decision, every action that we take in life is underpinned by some kind of emotion. It has an emotional driver. We can only become aware of this if we start examining our motivations and examining our actions. Not normally the way that we live our lives, which is completely unexamined, on autopilot, we will never really understand that because we work and live very mechanically. But once we start building some awareness over time, which is not easy, but it can be done, and it's not really an intellectual decision, from now on I'm going to be very conscious, you really need to start working on this. But once you start working on this, and you start analyzing your actions, you're going to find out that every single action, every single decision in life is underpinned by an emotion. There is one fundamental emotional dimension from which everything starts. Now, this dimension is the dimension of craving, wanting. Everything in life starts from this dimension of wanting. I want. That's the first step. That prompts us to act and take a decision. We want something. That dimension of wanting, of craving, gets differentiated. The first differentiation is between wanting and wanting not. So I want some things and I don't want other things, but wanting not is also wanting, is also craving. Okay? Now, I want to highlight the fact that this is not really, I'm not providing information to you. If you look into your own life, and that's the only way you can actually understand what I'm talking about, when you start looking into your own life, and you'll see how the thinking process starts from wanting, and that wanting gets differentiated into things that you want and things that you don't want. When the things that we want are fulfilled, okay, then we start feeling very happy. We experience emotions of happiness, contentment, fulfillment. When we get the things that we don't want, we experience emotions like frustration, depression, anger. Okay? But these emotions that we think about in everyday life, happiness, contentment, anxiety, depression, they're far down the thinking process. So we start when we go to, when we experience some anxiety or depression, we go to a GP or a psychologist or whatever, we say, well, how do I deal with this? It's already too late because we've already missed two very fundamental steps in the process, which is the will, the craving, and then the differentiation of craving.